Welcome to a new kind of DK Custom Products video. My name's Kevin. This is Dwayne.
Yeah, in this video we're just gonna talk about it's a series. I used to blank, but now I blank. You know, you just fill in the blanks. That's what we're gonna discuss.
So,
yeah, obviously we're running out of ideas for videos.
yeah, this is a different kind of video. I saw a video on this and it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to try it. I used to, but now I used to blank, but now I blank. So,
okay. I think a good start would be I used to have this bad habit, but now I do it correctly. I think that's a good start.
Okay, so what bad habit did you used to have?
All right, prime example. I have a low tire, put a little air in it, kick it, good enough, go about my business. I don't do that anymore. You know, I use the tire pressure gauge.
Oh, you actually measure the tire pressure now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just one thing.
Yeah, that's good. So Mary and I used to sleep on the ground.
Oh, okay.
You know, go to a rally or somewhere. We used to sleep on the ground, wear the same shirt 2-3 days in a row. At least I would. Mary wouldn't. But now I want to have a shower. I want to sleep up off the ground. I want to have air conditioning. I don't want to be in the heat. So it used to be a real biker, and now I'm, what do they call them? Not yuppies.
Hipster.
But I've gotten soft in my old age.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I can relate to going soft. And I'm not that old, but in my early 20s, I went years only having a motorcycle. Not really by choice, just that's, you know, economically, I had a motorcycle and that's all I had. So riding through winters, you know, good weather, bad weather, I did it because I had to. And it took a lot of the fun out of riding motorcycles for me. So I don't do that so much anymore. Now I ride for fun and for pleasure, and not as a necessity.
So you used to ride for economical reasons. Now you ride for fun.
Right. And I tried not to ride for economical reasons anymore because it takes the fun out of it for me. If I have to do it, it's not fun. Anything you're forced to do is not fun.
Mm-hmm. So at DK Custom Products, we used to send certain items via first-class mail.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We used to give the option also, and that, you know, people, they see it's cheaper. A lot of people bite that lower price, and it doesn't get there.
It was cheaper, but there's no guarantee it'll get delivered.
Right.
But then when it didn't get delivered, people complained. So we used to use first-class mail as an option. We took that option away because people would just complain, even though they agreed to it ahead of time.
Right, yeah. Customer satisfaction is our number one goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's the number one goal. And if it takes 3 months for you to get the product, you're not going to be satisfied.
Yeah. I used to do wheelies almost every day. I used to do burnouts and wheelies almost every day. Anymore, I mean, I might go a month or two without doing a wheelie. I still do burnouts pretty often, but I don't do wheelies near as much as I used to.
Here's a good one. And you can attest to this. Before the pandemic.
I used to.
You know, before the pandemic hit, I used to miss probably a day of work every week. You know, I had this or that to do, and I would just miss a day of work. Now that I've been working from home, I have no excuse to miss any work whatsoever. So, yeah, I used to miss a lot of work. Now, employee of the month.
I used to run my tank down to the very bottom. I like to ride. I don't like stopping to get gas. And I used to run my tank down to the very bottom. What is this? I used to, but now I used to run my tank down to the very bottom. But now, when I get down around a quarter of a tank, for sure an eighth of a tank, I'm stopping to get fuel.
Yeah.
There were too many times where I would spend the last 20 or 30 minutes of a ride wondering if I was going to get to a gas station before I ran out of fuel. I just said, screw that.
Yeah.
And I used to run the tank down, but now I just I get gas before I need it, so I don't ever get in a situation where I'm not enjoying the ride and I'm worried about getting gas before I run out.
Well, I can't say I broke that habit because I know my bike. But that's got me in so many situations where I was out of gas.
I need something to drink. I'm thirsty. Else I'm gonna die. They say you could get something to drink out of cactus, right? Where the cactuses? We're in a desert that don't have no damn cactuses.
Oh, man. You've run out of gas
Oh,
on the side
yeah.
of the road? Oh,
Few
I've
times.
come close. I've coasted into, in the last 5-6 years, I've coasted into 2 gas stations where I literally was sputtering and died as I was pulling up to the pump.
Mm-hmm. I've run out of gas in Mexico before, and that's not fun.
You've run out of gas in Mexico?
Yeah.
I used to dread doing oil changes,
Mm-hmm.
but not anymore because I have the oil filter relocation
Mm-hmm.
so that it doesn't make a mess. I don't have to scrunch up the tinfoil or try 100 different ways to have that oil filter not make a mess. So, it's a good product that a lot of customers love, but it was really something that came about because I was so sick and tired of the mess that would happen. So when you're riding 30, 40,000 miles a year, you're doing, 6, 8, 9, 10 oil changes a year. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I'm sure it
dealing
is.
with that.
Yeah, here's one that we used to do. We used to be shoulder to shoulder, cramped up, just surrounded by clutter. And I guess this is the first time we've ever announced it or spoke about that we have a new building, right? So, I haven't really publicly put it out there that, we've upgraded exponentially to a new building. As you can see in this video, I'm trying to find a clip of us trying to work around all these parts and whatnot. And just for some context, our old building at one time was a hair salon. I think it might have been a Mexican restaurant at one time.
Video rental place.
It wasn't technically an office. And it wasn't really suitable for packaging, but we made it work. We made it work for over 10 years. But, I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah, 3,200 feet to 6,200 feet is a big difference.
Exactly.
So we used to be cramped up, not anymore. We're not anymore.
Nope.
Okay. I used to think that I would stop riding a motorcycle if I ever had to go to a trike.
Mm-hmm.
But now I ride a trike and I have a blast on it.
Yeah, and talking about that, I used to think, and I'll reference the video that we just published, I used to think trikes were just for old people that couldn't ride a 2-wheel bike. I definitely don't think that anymore. I actually liked riding the trike. It was enjoyable.
They're a ton of fun. They're different fun, but they're a lot of fun. Here's a 2-part I used to, but now I used to use newspaper between my jacket and my shirt to cut the wind when it was really cold.
Mm-hmm.
And use a trash bag. You probably think this is crazy, but when I was your age and younger, when it rained, I don't know anybody who rode a motorcycle who knew what a rain suit was. Mm-hmm. We used trash bags. We put a hole for each arm and a hole for our head, and we used a trash bag. And then if it was cold, we didn't have, I couldn't afford a leather jacket, a riding jacket. We had those puffy down jackets. Mm-hmm. And when it was too cold for that, we would put newspaper between the jacket and our shirt to cut the wind. But then I switched I got electric gear. And of course I have a leather jacket now. But with the electric gear, was comfortable riding down into the 30s for sure, sometimes the high 20s with the electric jacket. So that's part 1.
Yeah.
Of I used to, but now I. Here's part 2. Having had the electric jacket and riding in 20s and 30s for years, with the electric jacket being warm and toasty, now I'll ride down into the 30s, but I really prefer not to ride unless it's at least in the 40s. I think, again, it's part of getting old.
Hey, I can agree with that. 40s are about my limit. The low 40s are about my limit.
Yeah, but you don't have an electric jacket.
No, I don't.
If you had an electric jacket, you probably even go, well, I don't know.
I might. I'm more of the fair weather biker that I don't like having all this gear, and then when I get where I'm going, I have all this gear to lug around. It's just an inconvenience.
So before I used to, before I got the electric gear, look like Ralphie from Christmas.
Oh yeah, with all the clothes on.
Yeah.
What is it?
I can't put my arms out.
Layers.
Layer. I mean, I graduated from newspaper to just wearing a lot of layers.
Going back to a bad habit that I used to do that I no longer do. I used to ride with tennis shoes on, which is not a good idea. You should always wear protective gear and all that. Until one day there was a flattened can, I don't know if it's a beer can or what, in the road. The car in front of me hit it. It turned sideways and bounced towards me like a saw blade and hit my toe. While I was wearing tennis shoes. And I thought it cut my toe off. I pulled up to the side of the road and had to pull my shoe off to see how much blood was in my shoe. And so I wear boots now. So it's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah.
But so I used to do this. Now I do that.
I used to say would never ever have a water-cooled Harley, but I have now had 2 twin-cooled Harleys that are semi-water-cooled, and I like them.
So that's about all we can come up with for this video.
Please share in the comments below something you used to do and what you now do instead of what you used to do, and we'd appreciate seeing that. We thought we'd come up with some interesting stuff here. But maybe it didn't turn, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I'm sure some of you guys have some interesting stuff you can put down below in the comments of something you used to do, but something you do differently now.
Yeah, I still have a lot of my old bad habits that I haven't gotten rid of.
That you got rid of, so you can't do it yet.
I can't bring them up.
Yeah. So if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up.
Hit that notification bell so you'll be updated when our next video comes out.
And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'd appreciate it. It's free, doesn't cost you anything.
Y'all ride safe out there.